Hey everybody, this is Roadblock. Thanks for watching the Defense Channel. We're going to start doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to try not to sound so boring anymore. So, with that being said, we're going to get started with a new video. We ain't had one for a while, and I apologize for that. But this week, we're going to be talking about Russia delivering the S-300 missile system to Syria. Now, Russia's defense minister, Sergei Shoigu, has announced that Moscow has transferred Russian-made S-300 surface-to-air missile batteries to Syria. This deployment of S-300 systems under Syrian control is in direct response to the Russian Il-20 aircraft that was shot down by Syrian air defenses during an Israeli air raid on Latakia. During this raid, the Israelis allegedly failed to notify Russia of the impending action, preventing them from clearing their personnel from the area of risk. Also, Moscow has accused Israel's Air Force of using the Il-20 as a shield to hide themselves during their attack run or their departing escape, depending on who you ask. 15 Russian personnel died in the incident. President Putin was reportedly furious, and Defense Minister Shoigu has sounded like he has a lot of resolve in his voice during recent announcements and interviews. General Shoigu declared on September 28th that the missile systems would be delivered to Syria despite strong U.S. and Israeli objections. Now, it sounds to me like Russia has had enough, and I personally don't blame them either if the allegations are true. But let's look at the facts. First of all, Israel frequently targets inside of Syrian territory at will. Israel claims that they're attacking Iranian targets inside of Syria, but this brings to mind the question of how does one country feel that they can go into another country and attack another country inside of that country? I know that sounds really confusing, but we'll get into that in another video. 2. Israel has expressed regret that the Russian aircraft was shot down, but has still placed the blame squarely on the Syrians and denied any wrongdoing. 3. Syria has been repeatedly attacked by the United States, the UK, France, and Israel, in addition to dealing with their massive years-long civil war, along with fighting terrorism itself, including ISIS. The attacks by the US, the UK, France, and Israel have all been carried out without a UN mandate. The bottom line here has to come down to Syria and Russia both being sick and tired of Israel and their antics. As stated before, Israel freely flies into Syrian airspace and bombs whatever targets they please, and then they go home. Well, then they come back a few days later and do it again. And Syria has launched surface-to-air missiles at Israeli planes and Western missiles, and they've even shot a few missiles down and allegedly an Israeli F-16 fighter a few months ago. But generally, Russia has refrained from using their own S-300 systems as they have deployed in Syria to protect their own forces. Now Syria is getting their own S-300 missile defense system, and it will soon be manned by Syrian personnel. And I do believe that once Syrian forces are in control, we will see S-300 missiles being launched at Israeli warplanes and any further Western missiles launched into Syria. Basically, Russia giving Syria the S-300 is their way of saying they've had enough, and now they're letting everyone know that some of the S-300s in Syria will be manned by guys that aren't afraid to shoot missiles at enemy planes to defend their own country against foreign intruders. Now, you better believe that if any country were to initiate any kind of an air raid against an Israeli target, Israel would strike back very quickly. With the S-300 being a purely defensive system, you can't really blame Syria for wanting to defend their own airspace. The S-300 is also capable of jamming the electronics of incoming missiles and aircraft, and it comes with a friend or foe identification system that will hopefully prevent any further friendly fire incidents. Keep in mind, Syria asked Russia for these systems a long time ago because they wanted to upgrade from the Soviet-era S-200 system, but Russia withheld delivery of these systems at the behest of the United States and Israel. Not anymore. Shoigu said, "Today the situation has changed, and that is not our fault." Now, the Russian S-300 air defense system is being deployed in Syria, and Syrian troops are being trained to man them. Take a look at this video that we got from Sputnik News and RT News, which are two, I feel like I should say this because they say it at the bottom of all their YouTube videos, but these two news programs are supposedly funded partially or in whole by the Russian government. So didn't want to get in trouble, wanted to throw that out there. But here we've attached a video to this of the video they provided on their news channel of these missile systems being delivered to Syria. So with that said, let us know what you think in the comments, and look forward to more content like this in the future. Until next time, this is Roadblock with the Defense Channel, and we'll see you next time.